You do the book yet? All right, so you should have done your symptoms that you're experiencing and maybe logged your first weight. Maybe. If it's going to blow your top, don't do that, because that is not the most important thing, I promise. And definitely do not make your weigh day Monday, because probably you let things go loosey goosey over the weekend and Monday's going to be the worst day for it. For me, I would do Wednesday, because you've had some time to clear away whatever you did over the weekend and get back on track a little bit. And then with this, I would do on a Friday, so that right before the weekend and everything, you can go ahead and establish in your mind, set the mindset basically for what you want to do for the week. And because if you did that way back on a Monday or even on a Wednesday, it's just too far away from that weekend free for all. I mean, it happens to everybody. So I would recommend weigh day being on a Wednesday, and your atomic habits discipline learning being on a Friday for me. Pick whatever day. What if your weigh day was like a Sunday or even Friday? Ooh, what if weigh day was Friday and then you change your habits was Monday? I don't know. You'll figure it out. Is learning discipline. So it's sort of like you want to nudge yourself. You don't want to push yourself over. Or if you have a ladder, you have to be able to reach the next one. If it's way, way, way up there, you've just set your goal too high. And it's not your fault that you're not making it, other than you set your goal too high. We want to like add pebbles until we've built a mountain. You don't want to say, oh, I've got to bring this big boulder over here. But if you could do it a pebble at a time, today what I want to talk about is the atomic habits. I'm really struggling with my rambling. I'm working on it though. All right. So what I've written down for this week, because you got just your one line there. So maybe 3, maybe 4 things can you change in a week. Just nudge yourself into a little bit of uncomfortableness, but not to where you're just going to not be able to do it, okay? For me, I've got myself into about 3 cups of coffee a day, and I need to get that back down to 2. So I'm going to try. I've written down 7 days, 2 cups of coffee, and I abbreviated coffee. There may be a day there that I actually get a headache, from caffeine withdrawal, and I'll have that 3rd cup. So I'm going to not either in your mind or on a Post-it or on here, put down each day they're actually accomplishing the thing. And then that way, if I do it, say 4 or 5 days, instead of going, oh my goodness, I didn't do anything at all, and just let it all go, no, you did accomplish a little something, something. You put a pebble on there, and eventually that's going to make a mountain. There you go. You'll stand on top of that mountain, victorious. And see, now this doesn't have to have anything to do with diet. I think it's also very important that you are working on your mind. I'm putting something down here. It says rent the venue. Just something personal for me. So I'm going to keep writing it down, I guess, until I do the thing, because that is my goal. Get my 5. So for a very long time, I've got my watch, and I would get 5 miles a day. And that was like the only exercise I did, except for dabbling in some things. And I really recommend walking, for real, for everybody. It's like the human activity, right? So if you feel like you can't do anything, you probably could walk at least a little bit. Because at first, I couldn't even do a mile in a day. Okay, you inch by inch, that little old lady. That reminded me of my mom. And I've written down 4 days. So I don't know. I used to do this. I was adamant about it. I was addicted, basically, to making sure that I did this. And it was fine because I needed to learn discipline for sure. But a lot of times I should have let up on myself. Maybe I didn't feel well, or I was sore or something. I wouldn't. So put that on there. You have to make yourself let go of perfection. Stop letting perfect be the enemy of good. And just everything around my life was being handled, except the body. I was trashing. and the mind. Oof. I think, wonder why people pleasers talk the worst to themselves. I had like an Italian Jewish mother-in-law living in my head, beating me down every day. Why did I do that? So maybe some mirror high fives in there. If you have any questions about this, please ask. I know what it's like to see 300 and something on the scale. I know the shame and the guilt. Um, and I know the no energy and wanting that so badly. And something, the thing that you're looking for is the thing that's looking. You're right. You're right. Fat doesn't feel fabulous. And something does need to change. And you are going to do it. And this is how I did it. How I lost half my body weight. Because this is a mind game. I mean, you could lose weight and then gain it back because the common denominator is that you're still you. So unless you start dealing with some of your traumas and your habits, for me, atomic habits worked. All right, please ask any questions. I'm happy to help.